Welcome to Mornings on Main Street, Southern Middle Tennessee, the show that takes a look at Giles, Lawrence, and Maury counties from the pages of your local newspapers. I'm Scott Stewart, the publisher of the Pulaski Citizen, Lawrence County Advocate, and Main Street Maury. By the way, you know what publisher means, don't you? It means if it goes wrong, it's your fault, and if nobody else is doing it, it's your job. So I get to do that in all three of our Southern Middle Tennessee counties. Hey, we'd love for you to get a copy of your local newspaper every week in the mailbox or on your computer screen. And you can do that with a subscription. And here's how you do it. You call 931-363-3544. You call 615-452-4940 or 931-762-1726. Those numbers, any one of them for any of our papers. And if you want to do it online, you can go to PulaskiCitizen.com, MainStreetMurray.com, or LawrenceCountyAdvocate.net to find out everything you need to know about a traditional or online subscription to your local newspapers. Now, let's get our weekly wrap started this week with the Lawrence County Advocate wrap. The Lawrence County Advocate starts this week with a reminder there at the top of the page to spring those clocks forward this weekend. Although most of our phones and computers do that for us, there's still a few of those analog clocks running around that need our help. So make sure you spring those forward. The front page leads with a report from the Tennessee Economic and Community Development Commission that highlights Lawrence County as an example of a community that has gone from distress to success. It's a pretty good article sent to us by the Tennessee TECDC. Also on the front is an article about how the historic Crockett Theater will host all of Lawrence County's second graders for Beauty and the Beast Jr., and that's thanks to a Tennessee Arts Commission grant. That's pretty awesome. I remember as a kid in elementary school going to plays and stuff. It's pretty neat. Also on the front page, Miss Arlene Fry celebrates her 103rd birthday, and as our owner Dave Gould says, anybody that celebrates a 100 or more birthday, they deserve to be right there on the front page, and Miss Arlene is. Carrie Staggs tells us about the school board receiving project updates, and LSAP's recap of 2024 is our teaser on the front page this week for our second annual Lawrence County Progress Edition. Our progress report comes as a separate section inside the paper this week, and it is full of a lot of great information about all that went on in 2024 and even a peek at what's coming up in 2025. Inside, the Etheridge Board of Commissioners has appointed a new member to its ranks. Kip Capley, our state representative, shares an update, or at least one of our state representatives, shares an update with from the state legislature. There's a new group forming to discuss the present and future of agriculture in southern Middle Tennessee, and you're invited to have lunch with them. You can check that out inside. Tickets are on sale for the 25th annual James D. Vaughn Quartet Festival. We've got the Senior Center scheduled for March. Henry's Corner contemplates whirlybirds this week. Lawrenceburg Rotary heard all about Grace House, and we've got that article. Tennessee 4-H is holding a beekeeping essay contest. SCRH Lawrenceburg's Dr. Paul Avenell shares some information with us about colon cancer during Colon Cancer Awareness Month. Neil Beard highlights the St. Joseph Catholic Church. Lena is our doggy house pet of the week. And as always, Lawrence County Advocate has local obituaries, local community announcements, government notices, auction and estate sales, the forecast from Tennessee Valley weather, puzzles, and the local church directory, and a whole lot more, including sports. So in sports, we catch up with our basketball teams and have to share the bad news that 3 of our high school teams have finished their seasons in the first round of the regional tournaments. Congratulations on great season to the Summertown boys and the Lawrence County boys and Lawrence County girls. So Loretta's boys won the district championship. We told you about that last week, but we didn't get it in the paper. So we got that in the paper this week, along with the fact that they won their first round of the region tournament. Now, that put them in the semifinals. They were supposed to play in the semifinals Tuesday night. And if the winner of that matchup would go on to play in the region championship game Thursday night. Okay. Now, the girls are still playing. Both the Summertown girls and the Loretta girls are both still playing in the region tournament. In the paper, we've got both of them winning their first round games, so we've got those in there. But they didn't play their their semifinal game until after we put the paper to bed, which would have been Monday evening. Both won their semifinal games. Loretto defeated Cannon County. Summertown defeated Cascade. So that sets up again, as usual, Summertown and Loretta's girls will be battling for the region championship, and that will be Wednesday night. That will be this evening at 7 o'clock. So keep up with us on Facebook, Lawrence County Advocate, or go to lawrencecountyadvocate.net. We try to get those stories up, we try to get the information out just as fast as we can as soon as we know what it is. By getting to the region finals, both those girls' teams have guaranteed themselves a berth in the sectionals. Now, the winner of Wednesday's region championship will host a sectional. The loser will go on to play on the road in this sectional. Those girls' sectionals are Saturday. The boys' sectionals, by the way, are Monday. So just keep an eye on it. We'll try to keep you up to date on everything. But congratulations to all of them. They're doing just a great job. And finally, sports would not be complete without a word from our old friend, Larry Woody. And this week, it's all about the outdoorsman's love and hate relationship with the month of March. And he talks all about that. So that's our sports. That's what we have in the Lawrence County Advocate for you this week. We'll be back right after this.
Piggly Wiggly, located in Neely's Mill Shopping Center, is Columbia's locally owned and operated Cost Plus 10 grocery store dedicated to serving the community with low prices and smiling faces. Piggly Wiggly offers fresh, hand-cut meats daily as well as daily hot plate lunches from their deli counter. You're certain to see smiling faces and a helping hand when you're here at Piggly Wiggly. Come by and check out our fresh produce, high-quality meats, and more. Down home, down the street, we'll see you at the Pig.
Welcome to the Omni Nashville Hotel. Urban elegance with a vintage touch. Our 800-room hotel opened up in the fall of 2013 with 746 guest rooms and 54 suites.
So Busy Bee is a very close-knit family. We fight just like every family does. We have arguments, but we always come out with a solution to the problems. We don't just fight about what we want, we fight about what customers need. We want to make sure that every customer we go to is more than satisfied. And that doesn't just start whenever we show up at their door, that starts when we show up every day at work. We want to make sure that we are serving our customers to the best of our ability.
He shoots, and he scores!
Welcomed with some good old-fashioned Southern hospitality. We'll give you a hand, cheer you on.
You suck! It's all your fault!
Hey, we'll even leave a light on.
So, you want to be a part of the Busy Bee team, huh? Well, how do you see yourself fitting into the organization? Oh, I get it. You want to be a weather bee.
Pulaski Citizen Ramp starts this week with our Citizen Spotlight, Chad Braden, whose photo graces the spot of honor right there at the top center of the front page. It's a great choice for Citizen Spotlight of the Week. I don't have anything to do with that usually, but usually I agree with it. And this week I definitely do. Also on page 1, county officials have officially asked the state to revisit revenue sharing as a way to increase county revenues. If you don't know about it, basically about 25 years ago, the state took away the revenue sharing. They gave the locals a chance to do a local option sales tax, but the state started taking the vast majority of the sales tax, even though it's mostly collected in our counties and our municipalities. So we're asking for that back now that the state has a big, huge rainy day fund. The local governments are asking for some of that revenue sharing back. You can read all about that. Chandler Harmon's got the article right there on the front page. They voted on that in the county commission meeting a couple of weeks ago. So find out all about that and anything else that happened in that meeting. Hey, the Richland girls and boys are both district tournament champions, and we've got their team photos right there on the front on the front page this week. Now, their stories you're gonna have to wait for Wade Sports, but the photos are right there. You get a chance to see their bright, shiny faces, all happy because they've won their district games. The girls went on to win their region. Both of them went on to win their first round of the region tournaments, and the girls have now won their semifinal, and the boys are set to play their semifinal Tuesday. All of that, Wade's got all that in sports coming up. Also on A1, Giles County High School teacher has been arrested and charged with solicitation of a minor. The Pulaski Board of Mayor and Aldermen has passed the first reading on a short-term rental ordinance. That's a big deal in communities all across the country and even in our area. Columbia is dealing with it too. And there's a reminder to spring those clocks forward again this weekend. Inside, it's Around the Square week, and we feature Around the Square business this month. CNC Printing is our Around the Square feature business, and we've got a feature on them and information from all of our other Around the Square businesses for the month of March. Also inside, the Linville Police continue to rebuild the town's police force. There's a new group forming, as I said in the Lawrence County Advocate wrap just a minute ago. There is a new group forming to discuss the present and future of agriculture in southern Middle Tennessee, and you're invited to join them for lunch. Find out all about that inside the Pulaski Citizen. Southern Tennessee Regional Health System Pulaski now has a general surgery services available. The Danticleer is dedicated to Bobby this week, and I'm not going to be able to tell you anymore. You're going to have to pick it up and find out what that means. March in the Garden by Margaret Campbell focuses on starting seeds. The local health department now offers telehealth appointments. March is Extension Month. Jaden is our Giles County Humane Association Pet Corner Pet of the Week. And as always, Pulaski Citizen has obituary notices, court docket, property transfers, government public notices, backward glances, funding games, church directory, community briefs, Tennessee Valley weather, and church briefs. We got all of that. And as I told you, Wade's got some sports. So let's go see what he's got for us this week.
What's up, folks? Wade Neely here, sports editor at the Pulaski Citizen. Time now for a look at what's in print and what's online for the March 5th edition of the Pulaski Citizen sports page. District champs, district champs, district champs. Not one, but two titles come to Richland as the Lady Raiders took care of business 54-40 on Monday night. They continued their unbeaten run in District 10A with a 14-point win versus Cornersville to cap a perfect regular season and a perfect, thus far, postseason. So the district champs are the Richland Lady Raiders, and the Richland boys followed suit as well as one night later, they won a 37-29 rock fight versus Santa Fe after dropping the two regular season meetings. It was a little bit of revenge for the Richland Raiders and a much-needed victory for RHS, who had been the rulers of the roost for 10A for a while, but Santa Fe had got them a couple of times. So Richland kind of restoring a little bit of order there. And again, back-to-back nights inside Dwight Clark Gymnasium. We broadcast both games on Pulaski Citizen Live. If you did not get a chance to listen to those live, you can download the Mixler app and search PCL Richland, And you can find all of the call from Monday and Tuesday. But again, the Richland Lady Raiders and Raiders are moving on. So we have full recaps from last week. We also have a little bit, as much as we could sneak in at least, in print this week on the region tournament, which kicked off Friday and Saturday nights. So make sure you check that out as well. And more of that is available online at PulaskiCitizen.com. Some local interest for both Giles County and UT Southern, as GCHS standout catcher Addison Douthit recently inked with the Firehawks. She's going to continue her collegiate career playing for Coach Hope Murphy, and also going to play catcher at the next level for the Firehawks. She joins a number of recent Giles County signees within the last 2 or 3 seasons that are now at UTS. So that pipeline alive and very much well, as congrats to Addison Douthit, who made that signing official last month. Rolling right along, speaking of Diamond Sports, Richland Middle School and Bridgeforth, they met not once but twice last week on the Diamond. The Raiders winning both games. They took the first one 7-4 and then followed up with a 4-0 victory. The first one coming in Linville. We have some photos from there. Yours truly actually on the lens for those photos, so make sure you check those out. And then again, Friday, they won it 4-0. So Richland sweeps the regular season series versus arch rival Bridgeforth. Speaking of rivalries, we also had some rivalry action Friday night, as Giles County and Richland have not played in the regular season in soccer in a couple of years, but nobody said they couldn't get it on in a preseason match. And even though it was a preseason, that was only in distinction only. Not quite your friendliest soccer friendly, as Richland and Giles County got it on. All jokes aside, it was a competitive game, even though the final score was pretty lopsided in Giles County's favor. Both teams rotated their entire squads in to get everybody ready. Again, it was their final preseason matchup. So good to see Giles County and Richland back under the lights at Rotary Soccer Park. And both teams, best of luck as they kick off their respective seasons this week. We told you guys about district champs in Giles County. The Richland Raiders weren't the only ones that made some noise in the postseason. Giles County might not have been the champ in District 8 AAA, but they certainly made an impact. As GCHS, we have a full recap of what has been a wild week for Giles County. It started a couple of Fridays ago when they late, right at the buzzer, knocked off Marshall County. Maury Holt with a step-back 3, and a 3 that propelled Giles County to the district championship game. In a weird way, the win versus Marshall County felt like the championship game because the title bout did not go in Giles County's favor. Regular season champ Tullahoma knocked them off in convincing fashion, 63-34. But what that win versus Marshall County did do is it not only gave you a win versus your rival, but it also put Giles County in a great position in the region tournament, which they took care of business Saturday night as well versus visiting Livingston Academy. So an up and down week, riding the roller coaster were the Bobcats. So make sure you check that out. We have updates on the region tournament as well as full recaps from both of those games in Murfreesboro in district play. So a mixed bag this week. We got some championship action. We got some runner-up action. And we also have updates from the baseball diamond and the soccer pitch. It's all part of a jam-packed edition this week in print. And remember, if you miss any of that, you can check it out online at PulaskiCitizen.com. That's an update from sports here in Giles County. I'm Wade Neely saying so long. We'll see you next time.
Piggly Wiggly, located in Neely's Mill Shopping Center, is Columbia's locally owned and operated Cost Plus 10 grocery store dedicated to serving the community with low prices and smiling faces. Piggly Wiggly offers fresh, hand-cut meats daily, as well as daily hot plate lunches from their deli counter. You're certain to see smiling faces and a helping hand when you're here at Piggly Wiggly. Come by and check out our fresh produce, high-quality meats, and more. Down home, down the street, we'll see you at the Pig.
Welcome to the Omni Nashville Hotel. Urban elegance with a vintage touch. Our 800-room hotel opened up in the fall of 2013 with 746 guest rooms and 54 suites.
So Busy Bee is a very close-knit family. We fight just like every family does. We have arguments, but we always come out with a solution to the problems. We don't just fight about what we want, we fight about what customers need. We want to make sure that every customer we go to is more than satisfied. And that doesn't just start whenever we show up at their door, that starts when we show up every day at work. We want to make sure that we are serving our customers to the best of our ability.
Only in Smashville are opponents welcomed with some good old-fashioned Southern hospitality. We'll give you a hand, cheer you on.
You suck! It's all your fault!
Hey, we'll even leave a light on.
So, you want to be a part of the Busy Bee team, huh? Well, how do you see yourself fitting into the organization? Oh, I get it. You want to be a weather bee.
Hello, I'm Andrew Pearson, the County News reporter, and this is the weekly wrap for Main Street Murray's first March issue. First things first, city and military officials gathered at the bridge dedicated to John Harlan Willis, the only Columbia native who has ever won the Medal of Honor. During the assault on Iwo Jima, Willis died while helping wounded Marines. The enemy threw 9 grenades at his position and he managed to throw back the first 8. February 19th marked the 80th anniversary of Corpsman Willis's ultimate sacrifice. Caden Patterson, a junior at Culleoke Unit School, died in a rollover crash on Friday afternoon after school. He had just gotten his driver's license. The Patterson family asked people who own interesting cars or motorcycles to park them outside the Heritage Funeral Home in honor of Caden's love of working on motor vehicles for his funeral on Monday. Our organization, Main Street Murray, just held a ribbon cutting ceremony for our office at 1106 South Garden Street, where we've been since October. We were flattered that people from Murray Alliance, the state legislature, and the city and county governments came to celebrate with us. And the Murray County Department of Animal Services just announced that it's mostly finished with the first phase of its facility updates. These include a new barn shelter for dogs playing outside, new walking trails, and a side yard's worth of outdoor kennels. The first phase still needs to finish the indoor kennels, and the second stage will require a new kennel complex out back. Beyond the first page, the Boys and Girls Club named Columbia Central sophomore Kelsey Judd its Youth of the Year. The County Junior League raised $8,000 for its baby box at Fire Station Number 1. There will be a luncheon for farmers and anyone else interested in agriculture in Pulaski. Let me see. On March 19th, yes. Yeah, there will be a luncheon for farmers and anyone else interested in agriculture in Pulaski on March 19th. We've published our second monthly events calendar detailing all the cultural events you might be interested in this March. Murray County Fire helped rescue a horse trapped in a ditch. Columbia Academy senior Mac Jackson received a Distinguished Tennessean Scholarship from UT Knoxville. And Columbia State welcomes the father-son piano duo Ryan and Ryan to perform at their Cherry Theater next Thursday night. That's the local news this week for Main Street Murray. We've got sports up next with Maurice Patton.
Hey, I'm Maurice Patton, sports editor at Main Street Murray. Our March 5th edition in print of Main Street Murray includes coverage of a lot of high school basketball because we are into postseason play for our folks. We've got coverage of Battle Creek's girls making their first region tournament appearance. They went over to Woodbury, took on Cannon County last week. We've got coverage of how that one came out. Also, We've got some boys action as Independence was in action and continues to be, ditto for Mount Pleasant and for Santa Fe. So we've got coverage of all of their postseason play as they advance. Also got a resignation. Columbia Academy girls basketball coach Candace Withrow recently stepped down after 2 seasons in that role. We check in with her and get her thoughts on her departure. Also, girls flag football started up in Williamson County and elsewhere. Last week, we've got some coverage of Summit and Independence in action, how they came out, and what's coming up this week for both of them. So girls flag football in print in Main Street Maury this week. Columbia State is winding down its men's and women's basketball season. We covered their sophomore night festivities, and they will head into tournament play this weekend down in Memphis. So we'll keep you up to date on the website at mainstreetmaury.com as they progress through that tournament as well. We've got box scores. We've got schedules for high school basketball action. Again, we still have Santa Fe, Mount Pleasant, and Independence boys going in region tournament play, and we'll be keeping up with them both on the website at mainstreetmaury.com and in print in next week's edition. We also have our area scoring and three-point leaders in the Wednesday print edition of Main Street Maury. Be sure and check that out. We got some Larry Woody outdoors coverage as per usual. Also, again, spring sports getting started up this week. We've got area baseball and softball previews. So be sure and check those out in the print edition. And again, online at mainstreetmaury.com. On the website coming up this week, excuse me, again, we'll continue to keep you up on postseason basketball action, on spring sports action, on Columbia State men's and women's basketball action. So be sure and check out the website at mainstreetmaury.com and check next week's print edition of Main Street Maury. I'm Maurice Patton, sports editor here at Main Street Maury. We'll see y'all next week.
From the Tennessee Valley Weather Channel, this is your weather on Main Street.
Good Wednesday morning. I'm Kelly Rawson in the Tennessee Valley Weather Center. We are still breezy today with gusts up to 30 to 35 miles an hour. We'll hold on to some cloud cover thanks to that leftover system from yesterday, but we are going to be plummeting in the temperature department. Temperatures starting off in the 40s, and we are pretty much parked in the 40s for the rest of today here in southern middle Tennessee. I can't completely rule out a stray shower, but we should be dry. We will just hold on to the cloud cover for the rest of today as that system continues to move out of southern middle Tennessee. Temperatures falling quite chilly your Thursday, starting off in the lower 30s, right around freezing. We will be a little bit cooler for your Thursday as well, but with more sunshine, temperatures in the lower to mid 50s, and then we warm up into the mid 60s by your Friday with an increase in cloud cover, but still staying dry. Our next rain chance here in southern middle Tennessee, not until Saturday, with temperatures in the upper 50s to lower 60s, and then we are dry for the rest of the weekend.
Well, that's it for Mornings on Main Street, Southern Middle Tennessee. Make sure you get a copy of your local newspaper online or in your mailbox every single week by getting a subscription. And there's one place you can go to find out all you need to know about getting a subscription to any of your local newspapers, and that is mainstreetmediatn.com. mainstreetmediatn.com. And again, I want to thank you for trusting us as your source for local news, information, sports, and more. Hey, and good Lord willing, we're going to be right back here next week with Mornings on Main Street, Southern Middle Tennessee.